Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. Today I'm going to show you how to grow peppers. I've been growing peppers now going on the 5th year in these metal raised beds by Vegega. I grow about 12 peppers in each of them. They're highly productive. Today I'm going to show you how to refresh the soil. These are, I think, 34-inch and 17-inch raised beds. I will link a video to show you how to fill them on a budget. Each year they drop a little bit soil-wise, so I'm going to show you the refresh, setting up the soil, and we will put in 12 plants into each of those. Again, they are really productive. This is a great way to grow. I have plenty of videos on this already, but I want to show you how I set it up. Every year, if you want to subscribe and follow me, I just start January 1 and I do a complete kind of real-time video series of how I grow food in my garden. So I will show you how to do all kinds of different things. This is just the best way, I think, to grow peppers tightly together, highly productive plants, and it's really easy to do. Let's get started with looking at how the plants from last year look today. Just wanted to cut in real quick. This is what we're going to be doing today. It's been a week since the plants you're going to see in this video were planted. They look great, nice and green. We got 12 plants packed in there. This is the other bed we're going to be setting up. Again, 12 peppers packed in both beds. Great way to increase pepper production. This is one of the 2 beds we're going to be filling with pepper plants today. Last year I put in 11. You can see the remains of those pepper plants. They did really well. And I just wanted to give you an idea of the spacing. I mean, this is just a great way to grow peppers. So 12 plants are going to be going in here. This is the taller metal raised bed. If you have back or knee issues, it's perfect for gardening. You don't have to bend down and put any more stress on those body parts. So just a quick look, 2 plants, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then the last one is back there. The soil level does drop. In the bottom third, I put in tree branches, firewood, cheaper quality stuff. The better quality soil needs to be on the top third, that top 12 inches or so. Every year, you have to come in, refresh it. We're going to do that. Real quick, we're going to pull back the mulch because you don't want to mix woody pieces into your soil. The wood, as it decays, will compete for nitrogen with your plants. So we're just going to move the mulch away, maybe put it in a container. Once the peppers are up and growing again, I'll put the mulch back. Going to put down some compost, some organic granular fertilizer. You could put in some cheap soil as long as it's not full of woody material. Kind of raise the level a little bit, and then you're really good to go. All right, let's go over to the other bed real quick. In the bed I just showed you, I grew all sweet bell peppers. They did really well. In this bed, I think I did 6 jalapenos right here. You can see how closely I put them together. And then the other 6 peppers were, I think, sweet bell peppers also. 12 plants packed into here. I think this is 6.5 feet by 2 feet. I will go over the dimensions at the end of the video. Again, the key here though, and this is really important because a lot of people don't understand this, that if you think your shredded hardwood or your wood bulk is organic matter, and it is, but it's really thick. And when this gets mixed into the soil and moist, microbes try and break this down, and they take the nitrogen from the surrounding soil to break down the wood basically, and it challenges your plants for nitrogen. So you really just don't want to mix that in here. Great for maintaining moisture in the soil when it gets warmer. But the first thing we want to do is just clear everything out and pull that wood bark to the side. The key to having a garden that thrives is having great soil. And you're going to make great soil over the years. You don't have to make it the first year or the second year. So you really want to be adding in compost. This is a leaf compost. We're going to add in some alfalfa pellets. This bag, and I have lots of videos on this. I just take a big handful and sprinkle it across like that. You can use any organic granular fertilizer, except they're kind of expensive. There's not really one that's any better than the others. Don't worry about the NP and K value. We're just putting in, a good amount of the alfalfa pellets. This is all going to get mixed through in the top 2 to 4 inches, 5, 10 centimeters of the soil below there. And that's going to be a great planting base for my pepper transplants. We'll do a little amending to the planting hole, but this is all you really have to do. I don't want to make you guys overthink how much you have to put in here. It can just be plain old compost. The key again, organic matter. Form a compost, the different mulches you put on top, grass clippings, hay, straw, that all breaks down feeds the soil life, feeds the worms, and your plants do really well. I also use a water-soluble fertilizer. Water-soluble means that the N, P, and K, all the nutrients are in a form the plant can use immediately. It really gets them off to a great start with root growth, upper green growth, doesn't matter, organic, chemical types, whatever ones you want to use. But I like the chemical types because it covers everything for that first drink, and then I go back to my organic ways. You can see I put in tons of compost, lots of organic matter. Using the chemical fertilizers, 2 or 3 times a year is not going to damage your plants, won't harm you, and it's not going to mess up your soil. So this is how I do the basic refresh. Let me mix this through and then set up the other bed, and we'll get to planting. Let's go with the before. Removed all the debris and parted the wood mulch. The leaf compost, the alfalfa pellets are down, and again, you could use alfalfa or any organic granular fertilizer. They're all basically the same. 10 bell peppers and 2 banana plants. I timed this, it only took about 15 minutes to clear out this bed and get these planted. These are all peppers I grew. I'm gonna put in 2 Tabasco peppers, 6 jalapenos are good to go right into this space, and then 4 shishitos are good to go over there. And in some cases, you can plant 2 peppers into 1 planting hole. Theoretically, you could do that in all these holes, and the size isn't quite as big, but the production is much more. But 24 peppers is too much. Usually if I'm putting 2 pepper holes, usually if I'm putting 2 pepper plants into a single planting hole, I'm giving them a little bit more space than as closely as I'm putting these together. Planting is really easy. Just break up the root ball a little bit, get the roots going in different directions, and then you're just gonna plant the plant a little bit deeper than the base that it was in the cup, and you're just gonna kind of backfill just like that. Press it in. I mean, it's really that easy. It's a beautiful jalapeno. Pop out the plant, loosen up the root ball. We're going to give it a big drink of the water-soluble fertilizer at the end. Something like that depth-wise. And I'm going to go set all these up, and eventually we'll move over to that second container. If you're interested in growing in metal raised beds like the ones I just showed you, I have a bundle package set up with Vegega, 3 beds, perfect for a family of 4. I'm going to be doing a whole series on how to fill these, how to grow in them for the summer, and I'm going to be using this space, which is about 15 by 15 feet, to really set up a garden. So you can follow along and grow as I grow. And go ahead and check out the video description. There's links to this bundle and also links to Vegega, and use my code TRG. You'll save additional money. Another way that you can put in the supports if you're not concerned about getting poked in the eye is to put them into an angle going out. That's going to open up the center more, let in more sunlight. If you just put them straight in or angle them in a little bit like I showed you in the last one, it may block a lot of sun getting into the middle. This area gets south and western sun right from where I am. The western sun's going to go right in there. So in this case, even though my muscadines are killed off a whole lot by the lanternfly, it usually gets pretty thick in here with vegetation. So I like having that open space for more of that western sun to get in there. So you can just angle your stakes outward. That will open up more sunlight right down the center of the path. Now we're to the watering and to the feeding. And watering is really important when you first put your transplants in. You might think there's plenty of water in this bed, and I'm going to show you how I water in real time. But remember that the root balls are only this big. Or maybe you used a bigger container, are only this big. So the roots have not spread out all over the place. So on a hot day like today, and these are pretty large plants, they're going to quickly use the moisture that is in that little root ball, and they may use it up, in just today. So you want to water your plants every day, every other day. If it's a little bit cooler, maybe every 3 days. But you want to keep them well watered for a good 10 to 14 days. Just keep the water going, and remember that the root ball is only this big. After about 2 weeks, the roots have spread out, and they're going to be able to access the water deeper down in the raised bed and across the raised bed. For watering, let's get this to the shower. For watering, I like to show people how much water I put in. You're gonna soak the plant, you know, for a good 5-10 seconds. Let that water get down there. And I'll go through and I'll just soak in the whole bed. I put in some new soil, new compost. I really want to get the moisture down into the bed and let it, you know, activate the microbes. Microbes definitely need moisture. Your plants need moisture to pull in all the fertilizer. And I would just go through and water in, you know, I did 4 plants right here, something like that. That's a great first watering. And then we're going to hit it with the water-soluble fertilizer. Next is fertilizing. And like I said, I'm fine with using the chemical types. It's a personal choice. They aren't going to harm your soil, your plants, or you if you use them sensibly. If you use them 24/7 all the time, they're going to damage the soil, damage the microbes, and it's going to be a problem. But they are perfect for the initial drink. So you're going to hit them. Let me show you real-time pour. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's going to be plenty of water-soluble fertilizer, meaning the plant can use it right away. All the elements, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, and a bunch of trace elements. That's why I like the chemical types. Every 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to feed these again, maybe for the first 2 months, something like that. As they get larger, I'm going to go to feeding them every probably 2 weeks, lightly, just like I showed you with the water soluble. I'll be using my organic AgroThrive, which I highly recommend. I'm affiliated with them. Check out the video description. But I'm going to hit them with the chemical type first, go back to my organic ways. After that, peppers look good, green, watered, fed, planted, perfect day. Again, I'm not putting the mulch down until the nights warm up out of the 40s into the, you know, upper 50s and 60s pretty regularly, and then I will mulch them. It really only took maybe 30 minutes to set this up. 12 pepper plants. It's going to be really productive, and you do save so much money by growing your own pepper plants. They're one of the more expensive vegetables. This is a 17-inch Vegega metal raised bed, 2 feet wide, 6.5 feet long. You get 2 of these in a Rusted Garden package deal on their site. Again, check out the video link and use my code, The Rusted Garden, save 10%. Really quickly have this completed. Couple of tips. When you're putting in the stakes, well, peppers should be staked because when you're picking them, they're pretty fragile and they could break. Make sure you kind of turn your posts, your bamboo poles in this case, inward a little bit, because by experience, I've walked over, went to harvest a pepper, and I have poked myself in the face. Luckily, it was next to the eye, didn't get into the eye. So just try and point this in another direction, or make sure that it's tall enough that it's above your eye level so that you can't, you know, impale yourself. Safety is really important. The other thing is, it's May 4th today. We're getting 40-degree nights, 45-degree nights, so the soil does cool off a little bit. That top 4 inches where the root ball is of your pepper plant is sensitive to temperature. So you want warmth getting there. You want, like today's sun, hitting the soil, warming up the roots. That stimulates root growth and upper growth. So don't put the mulch down yet. There's no need to really conserve water early in the season. The mulch will go down later when it gets hotter and things tend to dry out. But if you put mulch down now, it can insulate the bed from the heat and it stays a little bit cooler. You want the sun to be hitting the dark soil, warming up the roots. That's really going to help growth. But just look how beautiful everything is. So in like 2 weeks or so, I will put that mulch down, probably add more mulch. All right, second bed, and then the fertilizing tips and watering. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out the video description and check out the links to Vegega metal raised beds. They are high quality metal raised beds. I fully back them. We have the package deal with the Rusted Garden for 3 the type of the bed you see here. One's a little bit bigger. Perfect for a family. Highly recommend the 17-inch sides. You can create quality soil. Real easy to plant. You saw how quickly I planted up all those peppers. But we have 12 pepper plants in there. We set up the taller raised bed with the sweet peppers, the bell peppers, in this little space, 6.5 feet by 2 there, 6.5 feet by 2 right here, 24 pepper plants. We're gonna save a lot of money. The peppers are going to be beautiful. But again, peppers are really expensive, so to speak, for vegetables you pick up at the store. Why not grow some? And look at that footprint. 12 plants, going to be packed with peppers. Thanks again for watching.